She got drunk and beat a child. Now she's in front of Judge Boyd, hoping for a plea deal. But with the seriousness of the charges, will the judge show mercy or make her face the full consequences? And you're going to have to start doing better to make that up for him and to let him know that he can trust you and that you're not going to hit him out of anger. You understand? Court is calling 2024 CR 009461, State versus Amber Salazar. And are you Ms. Salazar?
Yes, ma'am.
You're charged with injury to the child, elderly, or disabled with bodily injury as a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea, and there is an affirmative finding of family violence. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. State will offer State's Exhibit 1 and all attachments.
No objection.
And state, have you spoken with the complainants? Right, after reviewing state's exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding you guilty as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, is there a child protective services case open?
Your Honor.
Is there a CPS case open on you?
I'm on TPS as Friday.
All right, and what is your status in CPS court? Are you following their
Yes,
recommendations?
I'm following our recommendations. I'm abiding by every rule that they have. And when I get out, I have to call my caseworker.
All right. Have you ever had any mental health issues?
No, Your Honor.
Do you live by yourself?
No, Your Honor.
Who do you live with?
My grandpa and my uncle.
All right, are there any underage children?
No, Your Honor.
And is this the only child you have?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, there's a $1,500 fine that will be probated. There's to be 5 years deferred adjudication. When's the last time you had employment?
Before I got in,
She has two jobs,
I
actually.
have to.
Doing what?
I'm a manager at China Rose and I help take care of my mother.
All right, so that job where you take care of your mother, that's off the table. I don't allow people to be home healthcare providers or work with the elderly. Do you
She's-
understand?
Yes, ma'am.
She's a manager at a Chinese restaurant.
I mean, well, she can do that, but I'm not allowing her to get paid for taking care of her relative because that's a home health care provider in the court's eyes. And I don't allow that. There should be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There should be no unsupervised contact with minors. Field visits 1 time per month until further notice. And probation, if you can make sure that she is not the person who's taking care of her relative. All right, is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing, when you have children, children may upset you, but you're not supposed to be hitting children in anger.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I asked
And I
her
know
what
people-
happened, Judge,
Yes.
and because she seems pretty meek. And I said, the police report doesn't reflect that. And I said, are you an alcoholic? So she was very upfront. I'm an alcoholic. I should not have been drinking. I shouldn't have been.
Well, she shouldn't have been drinking and driving. And I will tell you, alcohol, this is what I've discovered about alcohol. When people drink a lot of alcohol and they do things, they say, well, you know, the alcohol made me do it. Alcohol didn't make you do it. That's what you wanted to do. Maybe alcohol gave you courage to do it. But what I'm telling you is you should not be putting your hands on children in anger or anybody in anger. And, you know, people want to discipline their children by spanking them. You know, that's not against the law. But guess what? If somebody were to just spank an adult or hit an adult because you won't listen, like, why is this food don't taste good? Why doesn't the food taste good? You know, why isn't the trash taken out at this time? If somebody in a relationship were an adult were to hit somebody because they didn't do the dishes, you know how sometimes you have children and they're supposed to do chores, and sometimes parents will hit them because they didn't do the chores. By that same token, if an adult were to get hit for not doing their chores, you know what they call that? Assault, family violence. If an adult, you know, doesn't have the table made up the way somebody wants it made up, and somebody hits them, or if they didn't make the bed in the morning and somebody hits them, guess what that is? That's an assault. But with the child, people say, that's okay. So what I can tell you, your son, Dominique, is going to always remember what you did. And you're gonna have to start doing better to make that up for him and to let him know that he can trust you and that you're not gonna hit him out of anger. You understand?
And Your Honor, just for the record, we didn't bring that up to negate responsibility. It was just for her to recognize.
All right, you're gonna have to do better.
Thank you,
That's
Judge.
fine.
Good luck.
Excuse?
Yes.